Welcome to Step 3, which is about planning your video. This is where you get to decide what people will see on their screen while they're listening to the words you planned in the last section. One of the important decisions you'll make here is whose voice will be talking on your video. There are 3 choices. The first choice is for you to speak. This choice can include a device if that's the way you communicate. The second choice is to pick someone else's voice. This choice can work well even if the words that person is saying are your own words. It would just need an explanation to say that the person speaking is speaking your words, not their own words. The third choice is to use a combination of your voice and someone else's. A great example of using a combination of voices is in Richard's video. It was important to Richard to show his speech, but it would have been too hard for him to talk for the whole video. He chose the part of his video that he wanted to use his voice for, and his support worker said the rest.
My name is Margaret and I've been working with Richard for over 10 years. What can happen if, when you finish your cigarette, Rich, and you have the cigarette in the pipe and you try and take it out yourself? What happens? You will burn yourself, that's right.
When you've decided whose voice will be used on the video or what combination of voices will be used, you need to make some more choices. Watch as Kath explains this to Michael.
Do you want to show actually how to do that transfer, or do you want to just tell it, or do you want to write out instructions that then on the video you just say, and there are instructions for how to transfer me into a vehicle. They're in a folder in my room.
There are 3 choices about what people can see on the screen while they're listening to your words. The first choice is to have something that's filmed. This can be filming an action or a thing. The second choice is a photo of an action or a thing. The third choice is you or someone else speaking the words directly to the camera. You don't want to do too much of this. It's good to do this when the words are about something that's hard to film or take a photo of, or maybe too private to film or take a photo of. When you're thinking about where you might like to film or take photos, you'll need to think about whether you need to ask permission from a person or an organisation. You'll always need permission to film another person. This means you always need to ask them if it's okay to film them or take a photo of them. Most public places are owned by someone, and you will usually need to ask whoever owns or manages the place before you can film there. This includes shopping centres, swimming pools, gyms and cafes. Usually these places are happy to give you permission when they know why you want to film and who'll be watching your video. You will always have to ask if it's okay. Or another way to say this is, you always have to ask for consent. Our tip would be to work all this out before you start filming or taking photos. Most places don't like being put on the spot. The form called Your Plan in the workbook has a place to write all the choices you make about what people will see on the screen when they're listening to the words of your video. Your workbook and the document called Your Plan will be very helpful, and in particular, Your Plan is the one place where all the different parts of your video are starting to come together. Once you've planned what people will see for all of your words, you're ready to move on to the next stage, filming.